Living with less and decluttering. Doesn't that sound scary, right? Living with less, it sounds like we're taking something away and it's something we're going to deprive ourselves of. But my name's Erin Cook and I am the creator of the declutterchallenge.com, and I'm here to tell you that I was that person scared to death of living with less and decluttering. But I want to share with you how I found a way to leave my job that I absolutely hated and found freedom and joy again by simplifying my life, living with less, and decluttering. And it led to so many other benefits that I want to share with you because I don't want you to feel stuck. I don't want you to feel like there's no hope out there. Maybe you're in a job that you don't like. Maybe you're in a situation that you're not sure how to get out of because you are nervous about change and you're nervous about where to start, and change is sometimes scary and it feels like we're getting something taken from us. So here's the 7 benefits I found when I started to declutter my life after my daughter passed away. And I want these for you because this will bring you more freedom, joy, and happiness no matter where you are in life, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much stuff you have, you can be happy again. So stay tuned. And if we haven't met before, my name is Erin Cook, again, creator of the declutterchallenge.com, and I help people just like you find freedom and joy again by simplifying and systematizing their daily lives and their businesses. Okay, life doesn't have to be complicated. It is actually so much more fulfilling when it's simple. All right, and let me share with you why. But first, go ahead and subscribe here. We do these trainings every week, and I want to bring them to you to help you be happier. Struggling to figure out how to be happy with less money, or how you can leave your job or go to a job that you love for less money, I want to tell you how I did it and show you the steps that it involves, because I didn't make them up. It just happened for me. So the very first thing I did was I started to declutter. What does that have to do with leaving your job? Well, let me tell you. I had so much stuff. I was a person, maybe you are like me. You have been ingrained with the mindset that you have to have a big fancy car, a big house full of stuff, pretty stuff, and you have to have the biggest and the best and the newest of everything. I was caught in that trap. And what I realized after my daughter passed away in 2008 was that my priorities and my goals were all wrong. They were somebody else's goals. They weren't mine, because I was still unhappy. I wanted to have happiness because I knew life was too short. So the first thing I started doing was decluttering, because that was my biggest stress in life. I started decluttering, getting rid of the things that didn't matter to me, because I remember driving home that night without my daughter, and I said to myself, if I could torch my house and everything in it, I would gladly do it if that would bring her back, okay? Because I found out that the stuff I had been collecting for 15 years did not matter. It didn't matter one bit how much crap I had after I moved out of my parents' house. That's what I started doing, acquiring stuff, right? Because that's what's supposed to mean that we're successful. I didn't give a crap. So I would have torched it. And that's what I started doing. Started getting rid of the stuff that didn't matter to me, and I was just keeping because somebody else would think I was successful if I kept it. So that's the very first thing I started to do. And what I realized was this first benefit that I want to talk to you about. Now, it's something small, but it's going to be an immediate benefit for you if you start doing this, okay? Are you somebody like me that was so anxious? I was always cleaning up things and tidying things up because that caused me anxiety. The stuff I had around me, although it was nice and beautiful, whatever, it caused me anxiety because I was forever cleaning it or moving it to clean around it, right? My house was full of stuff. And the more I got rid of, the more easily I was able to clean, and it was less stress in that manner, which brings me to my second benefit, which is my home was now more visually appealing. Okay, so I was surrounded by all these nice things, but there was tons of them, and they were dusty, and I was cleaning them night and day, and it wasn't appealing to me as far as visual. And when I am looking at clutter, and probably when you're looking at clutter too, you get stressed out, right? Space is an actual decorating building block, okay? So I'm an interior decorator. I have my certificate in that as well. And I know that you need space when you're decorating because that is visually appealing, and I didn't have that. So you'll find that your cleaning gets easier and your house will look better, which releases some of that stress, okay? And it may be superficial, but that's what one immediate benefit or two immediate benefits of decluttering and living with less can do for you. Okay, so after that, I found that when I was doing tasks, because I did work from home part-time, as far as I would go out and do physical therapy with kids in their homes, and I would bring my paperwork home and I would do it there. So I had to be productive, and it was really hard when I was staring at all my stuff and I knew of all the things I had to clean and all there was to do, right? I wasn't productive because it was stuck in my head. So once I started decluttering and getting rid of things, my productivity went up, because my mind was able to focus more. When we are visually cluttered, our mind is cluttered, and that just causes non-productivity. Is that a word? I think it's a word. Okay, it decreases our productivity. So that was another benefit immediately when I started getting rid of things. And it wasn't something that I thought when I started decluttering would lead to all of this. I was like surprised, because now that I was just doing one thing, my life was impacted in so many different ways. Now the next one is the best one. At least this is gonna be like where your light bulb goes off. You're gonna start spending less. Why? Because after you've taken all that time to declutter, you're not going to want to fill it back up with stuff, because by then your mindset has changed to where you're seeing the benefits of having less stuff and decluttering and owning less and maintaining less and cleaning around less. Okay, so you're going to start saving money. So you're going to spend less, which is the fourth benefit, but the fifth is you're going to start saving money. What can you do with that money? Well, what we started doing was piling it on the mortgage and piling it on any other debt that we had, our cars and our school loans. That was something immediately that we started doing. And the benefit of that financially was staggering, right? What could you do if you had paid down more of your debt in less time, right? And remember, this is all just from decluttering. It's amazing. Now these effects are going to be a little bit later on, okay? You got to declutter for a while. It's not going to be tomorrow that you're saving money. But decluttering will mean that you're going to spend less and you're going to save more. Start putting that money towards your bills and your debt. Now obviously you can trim down luxuries, and I say luxuries, things like cable. If you have a super expansive cable package, try cutting that down. You can save money that way too. That's a way to declutter. Declutter your luxuries. Okay, so we're not meaning just everything in your house, which is where you will start, but declutter other things as well, and you're going to exponentially multiply the benefits. Okay, so after I started saving and paying things off, guess what I was able to do? It took me, let's see, I had wanted to do it. I didn't make the full plunge until 2014. Which was 6 years after my daughter died. Why? Because that wasn't really my goal at the time. My goal was to cut down hours at work. That was one thing that I did immediately. I didn't take on any new patient that I didn't want. I did take on a few new ones to keep my caseload going, but by the time 2013 rolled around, I knew what caseload I had, and when kids went to school, I no longer could treat them because they were now in school age. And so I waited until every child had gone to school, because I didn't want to desert them in physical therapy. I loved my kids. I loved my kids that I worked with. That's not why I wanted to quit. It was just everything else that goes along with the healthcare, okay? And I was able to do that in 2014 when everybody went to kindergarten. So that's kind of how my journey went. But it was because I had started in 2008. It was really probably closer to 2009 by the time I had gone through the grieving process and things like that. And I really buckled down and said, you know what? Life's short. Let's get going. So it was about 5 years, I would say, by the time I actually got to leave my job. Best feeling ever, okay? I was making tons of money, and I don't say that to be, uppity. I just say that the money wasn't making me happy. I learned this, and I'm glad I learned that. And I left to become a travel agent where I don't make nearly as much money, but I love what I do. And I'm teaching you as well. And I love that too. I could be, working half the hours and making tons more money, and I don't want to do that because it wasn't me. So that was the sixth benefit. Now the last benefit, if you're sitting there thinking, okay, so if you're stressed out and you have clutter, how do you feel? Are you happy or sad? right? We're kind of sad and we're kind of down all the time. We're stressed out and we don't know how to get our life in order, right? And I'm not just talking about our physical life, like our stuff, but just in general, our job, our family life, our time with our friends, our church life. All that can be controlled by starting to declutter our lives. And so number 7 is I'm so much happier. But it took something so low as the loss of a child to get me there. And that was my wake-up call. So I don't want you to have to wait that long to wake up, okay? I want you to be able to clean easier, get rid of that stress, be more productive at home, start spending less, save more, pay down that debt, go to a job, if that's your goal, that you love that may be less money. And that's going to make you happier, right? Life is not about working for the man and seeing who can die with most toys. That's what I thought it was, but it's just not. Okay, and many of you watching this already know that. But it's about creating success on your terms. What does success mean to you when you die? I hate to say it, but what do you want to be remembered for? Is it your car? Is it your house? Is it your motorcycles? Is it, how many teapots you collected? And it's not that there's anything wrong with that. If your focus is to collect things, eventually one day, somehow, some way, it's all going to go away and you have to think about what you'll be left with, right? So I know that's not you, and I know you're struggling to improve your life every day because you're here with me now, and I applaud you for that because not many people take time to invest in themselves. So if you're interested in learning more about decluttering and just getting a jump start, I want you to go right now to the Declutter Challenge. It's a $1 program. I call it my $1 Declutter Challenge because if it was free, you wouldn't do it. But if you pay $1, I'm going to send you 10 days of 10-minute tasks that's going to help you declutter an area in your life really quickly. It's a video through email. Okay, so I'll send you a short email with a video to watch. After that little video, you're going to go do the task and then move on to the next. And that's going to teach you the questions that you need to ask yourself when you're decluttering, because it's hard, right? We don't want to get rid of stuff. It feels painful. But it's so freeing that I need to help you learn how to do this because I want you to get all those other benefits from it that I just talked about. So again, that's the declutterchallenge.com. I will be in your inbox cheering you on, being your cheerleader, and helping you. And as always, you can always post comments here. I will be in here answering them and ask any questions you might have, but I just wish the world for you. So again, that's the declutterchallenge.com. Go ahead and enter your name and email, and I will be in your inbox as soon as you open it. So go ahead, find my email, drag it to your priority inbox, and for the next 10 days, you and me are buddies, and we're going to get this done. I'm going to teach you how to start decluttering your life and be happy again. God bless.